We can't like see, oh, we just have to cross this wall and then bash it down.
You'll have to take some time to load the map again, but on the bright side, I did manage to save after I disconnected the server.
No, I'm fully loaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still in the cache.
Yeah, assume you don't close your game.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Fantastic, yes.
Wonderful.
So that was and what did you have on the save? I didn't see the
11. You rolled 11 on the dot.
11.
That will be good enough to basically be kicking again right at this point, like dangling from the bridge, and you'll have to use a strength-based skill check to pull yourself up.
Will I get my survivor, or was it just... No, wait. Was it originally just my level? Let's have a look.
It's strength modifier plus level plus... I'll allow the survivor of the Dwarven games here.
I wanted to make sure that I didn't, like, cheat, and, like, the last one I actually didn't use my background, so...
Sure. That will be enough. You don't even poke your hand on the cutlery, you don't even knock it off. You manage to stabilize yourself. Matter of fact, you even kick the cutlery a little bit, so that you can see the bridge goes to... No, you don't want to draw that, huh? A bold move. Not there. Turn on grid base, you stupid cunt. There. There you go. You made it across.
Anyone bring a plank of wood?
That folding stair.
Not that long of a
This gap is
wood.
11, 12 feet across.
Good luck, wizard. Too bad I left my tent outside. Can't use any of its parts for this.
That would have been so bizarre, just have a tent on your back as you're doing all this acrobatics.
I mean, we can always have a nice Lord of the Rings moment.
You could take a campaign loss and just let the dungeon reset and try a different path.
I have a feeling the path might lead here still.
While this is going and Tempus takes his breath back, he'll start shuffling forward. He'll replace the cutlery so it's behind him.
Sure.
I guess he'll try and find the edge, and he'll try and place the cutlery about that point on the ledge.
That's fine.
Basically give the best signal possible.
And you can always drop another piece of cutlery so all these places are marked.
Okay, right. Tempus will be shuffling. Clink. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Clink.
Want to try catch me if I miss?
Right, Tempus will... I guess... Give me a second. Tempus will be straddling about halfway between the two. To give enough at least space so he can at least vault forward to try and grab you.
Okay, this will give you a +2 bonus on your strength-based skill check.
Oh, good. Oh, good, because my strength is too lower than my deck, so let's just balance out the same check again.
That will be good enough. You're able to land on the other side just fine with Tempus, despite the lack of room.
Right, just holding, shuffling back, shuffling back, shuffling back.
Back out of the chalk.
Right, and just make sure you're set and steady, and ask you to help me while I start you to help me turn round.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'll help you turn around as I get out my chalk and get in a kneeling position to draw with it.
And
Pick
there
my cutlery
won't
back up.
be any more need for skill checks for you folks. It's a straight shot all the way down.
Okay, right. Tempest sort of like, he'll let Leon out.
Well done.
Well, we found the way across. It's all marked for you.
Tempest will start shuffling himself back up to the ledge again.
The narrow, slightly sandy path.
Mm-hmm.
Invisible, only visible with like tiny pieces of cutlery.
It's got chalk on it.
In chalk, yes. They are very faint marks on an otherwise invisible platform.
Frowning heavily, then looks down into this like I guess very dark and dank spike-filled pit.
Yes, your light sources, like torches or like your magical light, can barely see the glinting of spikes down there.
He's not really happy with this.
Do you want to go first again?
He just looks there and says, I would almost prefer climbing. Seems more controlled.
I mean, you can try, it's just harder.
There are definitely fewer footholds in this pit room than there was in the Scorching Sands room. It would be difficult.
I mean, he's not really good at either.
Well, you can always
Does he think that it would be more difficult than balancing on the invisible bridge and jumping over
He actually does think that, yes, it would be. He would, there would have to be several climbing skill checks to get his way all the way across. Whereas, with this, for you, since you know the path, 2 dexterity skill checks, plus a strength skill check.
So it's 3 versus...
He's pretty sure there might be something down there, though.
You can always fall and find out.
Yes, spikes and blood. Dwarf blood.
A leap of faith.
I'll remind you, you're only on 28 health.
I
Should
know.
have bought more rope.
Very much more rope. I thought you had enough rope, but never enough rope.
Manaki flashback here. If you guys have all the rope, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
I got my dice, I'm happy.
I lost all my new fine clothing. I still have the bottle of wine, at least.
Like a parachute
Leon's
of blankets.
drinking it. Go, 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 go.
Oh yeah, I do have my blanket, I suppose. I could turn it into more rope if I needed, but...
Leon, sort of, Tempus sort of looks over. Says, like, hey, Leon, is there anything over by the door?
There is no sign. The door, however, is humming.
Well,
I mean, I
you
do
and
have
me,
one
Huron.
thought, which is I could attempt sort of with the climbing thing to do a. I can because I am a master. Like I'm still a what's it called, like cantrip master.
Yes.
I can sacrifice a high level spell to do a much greater effect with one of my cantrips.
Okay.
Which I could perhaps attempt to sacrifice a 3rd level spell to somehow use my mending to like create some sort of footholds.
Let's see. Additionally, you can expend a 3rd level spell slot or higher to choose 1 cantrip per spell slot you have given up and create a once per day. What I'm reading here is that...
I mean, either way, before you do that, Fargus can turn into a bird, right? He could first of all go down there and check maybe if there's anything worthwhile down there in the first place.
Nope. Mechanically, he can't actually turn into a bird.
Alright.
It's just
He
GM.
could only do that one time because he was.
He can only do that as many times as the GM will allow him to do it. And as it turns out, he can't see in the dark at all.
It's the same arbitrary limit to me being able to use my Salvo only every so few days.
Fargus is not right. The mending, I guess sure. The way I'd initially read it is that you would have to choose to expend the spell slot whenever you're picking your spells. But I suppose I could allow you to do it.
I mean, if nothing else, I could attempt using it as a ritual of mending. I suppose that would be kind of the same effect over there.
Yeah. That just meant that you wouldn't be able to use mending. And although I do like your idea. Why don't we make an intelligence-based skill check using your magical background? This will basically allow you, I suppose, with your mastery of cantrips as well as wizardry in general, to burn one of your level 3 spell slots and force mending into it to be so powerful that you can make these footholds.
I can get down there. Sure. Let's do that then.
Technically, he's not breaking anything.
He's building.
He's actually fixing things.
I think the breaking thing is more like we're not supposed to knock down walls.
We can't get past this encounter by breaking this wall into.
Or teleport through it. Let's see here. So that is then intelligence plus background plus level, right?
Sure.
That's a 1. That's a waste.
You meant all the previously existing footholds away.
Okay.
It's a very clean, smooth surface.
So, what were you attempting to do? Create footholds
I was
down
attempting
to the
to
bottom
create
or across?
footholds down to the bottom, yes.
Okay. We'll say that with your 1, you've lost whichever level 3 spell slot. We'll say that you lost because of your failure in this one of your 4 salvo spell slots.
Alright.
You create the footholds, but the magical blowback of enforcing and imposing your will sends you catapulting down to the bottom, where Dwohurim takes 24 points of damage as his shoulder is impaled on one of the iron spikes.
Which then immediately forces me to, well, drink potion.
Yes, and the dwarf's body, everyone sees, goes flying down into the pit.
With his light spell.
It was a good idea.
So it's like the idea we now can see the bottom of the pit because he's down there with his light.
I'll drink a potion.
Okay.
For 18.
Tempus tightens his grip, like knowing there is practically nothing he can do from where he is.
No. Yeah, Leon's got the same thing. It's like, I could heal him. Oh wait, he's too far.
So it is an entire gallery of forest of rusted iron spikes as tall as Dwohurim is. There is just enough maneuverability, like just enough room for you to squeeze through these things. It will be incredibly slow and uncomfortable, though, as they are rusted and sharp, not just on the tips. You see the remnants of adventurers who didn't quite make it this far. Lots of scattered bodies, bones, skulls, just fractures from people. Alongside this wall, there's individuals who tried to scrabble up, perhaps in their insanity due to starvation. Alongside here as well, just trying to escape out of the pit and having completely failed to do so. If you would like to explore the entirety of being down here in this garden, I won't waste your time. I will go ahead and tell you that there's 117 gold pieces down here, as well as 57 silver pieces. If Dwohurim cares to pick these up, they won't be in convenient pouches. They're going to be scattered around, ripped in torn packs, what have you. There is also going to be a one item. It is going to be a ring. Another ring, yes. And there won't be any need to identify this. It will announce and advertise itself to you, as magic items often do. And I will disguise the quirk. This is the Ring of Dragonkind. The signet ring is made of bands of silver and gold that shifts about on the finger. Once per day, when not taking part in a battle, you may sprout draconic wings and fly for 5 minutes. The irony of it being down here is not lost on you.
And Huron finds this, and the ring sort of whispers this to him. He checks for it being cursed.
Right, it is not cursed, and there is a recharge 16 ability as well.
Yes, he wants this.
It clearly doesn't work too well if the person's in the pit with it.
It's had so much time to recharge right now that you could use its once per day effect if you wish to bind its chakra to you. And have this be your special magical ring.
I think I'll do that.
How many magic items are you at?
That's my third.
Dwohurim, he sacrificed himself, damn it. He found it, and radiant silver wings will spread from Dwohurim's back as he activates the once per day effect. You can fly across to the other side quite easily.
Silver wings, I will note. So silver dragon.
He'll put that money there in the bank.
Yeah, I'll add that to my.
So as he scrapes and cuts, and everybody just leans against the wall here, like, oh.
Fargus is incredibly dexterous. He is easily the most dexterous of the group. And he's across.
So these footholds that Huron made still exist, right?
They do. You will have to make effectively a strength-based... No. This is totally dexterity-based. They're not perfect footholds. He rolled a 1. It's going to be easier than you trying to climb across multiple times, but this will be a pretty hard check all of its own. And failure means you don't get another chance. You fall into the spikes.
Short and sweet.
Yes.
That's
You have to
that's
climb
good.
the other side as well.
Yes.
Plus, you haven't been injured yet, so you're
Yes,
fine.
Oh, climbing.
you
climbing
also
up
have to
clearly
climb.
is strength.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I like strength. I'm strong.
Yes,
Oh.
it definitely would be, and you can easily resolve that situation when you get to it.
I can't, with a straight face, suggest that my guard background applies to this.
And I wouldn't accept it.
Oh, all right.
You need to be a more adventurous guard.
You know,
He was a guard in Santa Cora. There wasn't that much serious
it's
crime.
like
though.
listening old ladies complain about like the kid next door. Oh, that's time.
That. No, this would definitely be a DC 20 situation.
So close.
I'm afraid the pit is your fate.
However, no, you have a physical defense of 16. It would have needed to roll a 1.
Yes.
Let's see here. That will be 24 points of damage, as Thomas is basically like his leg. Perhaps that lower leg part that's no longer armored is embedded in a rusted iron spike.
This was a terrible idea, Hurim.
Just rocks as he looks at his ring.
Yes.
Can I have a look at that? Very fascinating.
And you're able to make your way across to the other side, as injured as you are. And where you're currently looking up at a 35-foot climb with no footholds.
I guess me and Tempus can try and offer him a hand to make it easier once he gets higher up.
I was gonna say use a rope with a grappling. Oh.
We have rope. we don't have. I have grappling hooks.
Just throw down a grappling hook without rope.
Pretty much. That's what I could do.
Tempus will take the crossbow again, start firing into the wall, hoping again.
How many
Desperation.
crossbow bolts do you carry with you?
Good
Probably at tops 30. I don't know how many was fired here.
Sure, we can say a total of 20 have been expended then. That will suffice. That will lower the difficulty class, basically to 20.
Lower to 20.
Yes,
all right.
it would have been a ridiculously hard check at 25 to attempt to scale the surface at all.
Yeah, we're offering you a hand down. Just get higher.
All right.
And the hand offering will give you a +2 bonus.
Okay, I'm not looking.
You might want to look.
Okay.
Okay.
You will say that you make it up. Thomas does fall a time or two, and he is going to take another 18 points of damage.
Oh,
Time to spend his recoveries.
Yes. 18, that is 15, yeah.
Fargus, it's strange. The two of us are uninjured.
And compared to the rest of you, I'm just super battered. With lost spells and
It's 2,
HP and all this climbing around.
This said, and Tempest has currently got a very oily, leaking eye. He's got a fatal wound on him.
No, I bought a lot of oil.
You know,
It's lamb oil though.
You know, we'll help
One of
you
his-
repair that wound later.
One of his eyes is black.
Alright, shall we continue?
Leon's a little bit
We're
tired.
never going to be able to retreat.
Shuffling up to the door.
Alright, the door opens, revealing a room on which a burning altar is kept, with a sign engraved in a common language, essentially, and you all can read next to it.
So this clearly has some religious undertones, I would assume.
Present a suitable offering and the way will open.
So what statue is it? Is there any sort of...
What is it a statue of?
You could attempt to analyze it using an analyze altar statue skill check.
And we'll do so by looking to people who know better about those sorts of things.
Okay, so Order of the Twilight Cross. We do a lot of investigation, a lot of studying, and while we study around, there are statues are a thing that we find in a lot of places for various reasons. Trying to work out what a statue is of, what purpose it might have in a location, why would it be put here in the first place.
Okay.
It's something that might be done.
All right. That can be used along with an intelligence modifier and level.
Oh.
Well, Leon isn't the greatest expert on demonic-looking statues, but he thinks that this is devoted to an old god of blood or death. Not even with that 20 is he exactly sure. A suitable offering, he does think, would be enough damage to cause 10 hit points of damage to one of you in blood as you bleed into the fiery pit there.
A blood sacrifice needed.
Definitely.
Chris, come in here.
Definitely you, Leon.
Fargus?
Oh, you're staying out there in the hallway.
The rest of you have been pretty badly wounded looking around.
You were like, drop that much blood down that hole right now.
Leon will draw from his belt one of the 10 daggers he bought.
Okay.
I don't think I need to explain exactly what I'm doing here.
No, you can go ahead and lose the 10 hit points. The door here will click and stop humming.
Disgusting.
Tempus will,
Grabs up the dagger and one of the pieces of cloth he has left and puts it away.
Tempus sort of stares at the statue. Wonders, would it have accepted Forge Blood? Probably.
I think it's more looking for the death and pain, but
Tempus sort of walks up to the door, but then looks over at
Traps.
I almost bit down on my tongue. That was great.
And sort of Tempus, sort of kneels down at the door. He looks at the door first, has an appraisal of it as he's
He appraises. The door is
traps.
worth 55 gold pieces.
That's a bloody good door. We're taking this door,
take
right?
the door.
It is a thick steel door.
Right. Tempus lightly, does the full tests of checking it. He does very distance touching, light touching.
Why don't
he gets
you-
his thieves' tools.
Yes, that means that you're suitably able to perform this without triggering a trap. Go ahead and, well, you might still trigger it. Go ahead and perform a scouring for traps on the steel door skill check.
Okay. This one would probably be sort of, I guess,
After the forward?
Scholar of the Forge, because the mechanisms and understanding and the slow study of mechanisms and how they all fall in with each other.
So,
He's not looking... Oh, sorry?
Alright, no, that's fine. Intelligence modifier.
So that's a plus 2, plus 3, plus 5.
Okay, that is sufficient enough. There was a trap on the door. It would have invoked another great deal of fire. It has been disarmed.
Tempest takes a sigh as he he just sort of removes just this one tiny mechanism and just rests it beside the door. He's not trying to break anything. He's going to leave it beside the door. He's following the rules, he doesn't want to take anything or break anything. He leaves the small component beside the door. And he just does another once-over check of the door just in case, those secondary traps.
I trapped your trap mechanism.
Okay. The door will open.
Tempest will walk through.
Coming out, you stare at a door which is humming. Looking down to the right, you see that there is a T-intersection with 2 available doorways for your selection.
Tempest will sort of walk up as he starts to file away all the tools, and he takes one more look just to admire the mechanism itself before the door closes. Has a proper examination of it.
The door doesn't close behind you. Like, you could easily retreat back to the pit, to the scorching sands, up. Like, if you take a campaign loss, that's what you're going to have to do. Backtrack.
We're all the way out.
Yes, you have the entire way out.
Well, Tempest still studies the mechanism of the trap and takes a couple of mental notes of it, and then walks up to see what's at the T-junction.
What's your one say, Thomas?
Balmy stretch. Take a break in the shade.
Sounds
And we are apparently allowed to break the exit door.
It sounds nicer than this one. The flesh consumed, your innards shall decorate this hall.
That's quite the contrast.
Tempest sort of pauses for a second, registering. Okay. Huh?
So either it's trying to play us and wants us to take the easy door and then in that case it'll be actually the harder situation, or it's just trying to make us double think it and actually this door actually is the bad one.
I mean, so far the names have been rather on point. You know, Scorching Sands had Scorching Sands, the pit had a pit. I wouldn't mind the balmy stretch at this point, to be honest.
No, the question is, would they keep that pattern up?
Tempest sort of pauses for saying, right, what is it we know about living dungeons? We understand that there is a core of the dungeon, and the dungeon can be killed through some objective.
Destroying whatever...
It does say a rules modification for the balmy stretch that we're allowed to break the exit door. Why would we want to do that now?
Unless it was particularly good reason...
Gonna close us in with something unpleasant.
Yes, if we particularly wanted to leave it for some reason, we'd want to break the door down.
Or this room might just be the entire opposite of this entire dungeon. Nice, pleasant, and we get to break things. But that doesn't really seem likely, correct?
Tempest looks at it and says, wait a second, the exit door. Surely the entrance is the exit door?
Just no, I think the exit from that room.
Which
might be that it means rest, could mean die. You know?
Tempest, I am more inclined to take the balmy stretch. It's definitely more appealing than my flesh consumed.
Personally, I trust something I know what is more.
Fargus will actually side with Dwohurim on this one.
Well, that's 3, I guess.
I mean, this seems too easy, so let's...
Not that Fargus's opinion matters, but since he's an NPC, but he would suggest that balmy stretch sounds way too ambiguous. Yes.
Thy flesh consumed it is then. And
Check the door.
Tempus will reassemble this.
Oh, yeah.
All of his kit and gets it all polished up. He hands over all of the perishable stuff that he has to Leon, just in case, all flammable things, you know?
Besides, Tempus doesn't have flesh, does he?
While we wait for Tempus to check the door, Leon will eat part of his rations.
Okay.
Okay, and Tempus, sits done. He follows his rituals. He starts to check the door for traps.
Okay, go ahead and make that same skill check.
Okay, and that would be an intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so that's 2 intelligence, 3 for level, 5 for background.
No traps!
And, Tempest is fucking confident.
Yes.
Nothing. Does he feel anything on the door, actually, Any heat?
No heat.
Any deathly feel?
No, the steel door doesn't feel like it's trying to kill Tempus.
Okay, cool. Alright, everyone, come on.
Would you like your perishables?
Yes.
Everyone, get in here.
Tempest just sort of gets the bread in his backpack.
As you see Leon take a bite of bread.
Tempest will actually get one of his oils for his weapon, and he'll actually just place that on his belt. He'll get the healing potions and place them in easy to reach pockets.
You don't keep them in easy to reach places when you're out?
Well, he just gave all his perishables to you.
I mean, they'll still take the same number of actions unless you're gonna carry it in your hand.
And his rune, obviously, is a quick action,
yes.
And I guess that's embedded on the weapon itself.
The oil and rune are both quick actions. The healing potion is a standard action.
Oil's a quick action?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ooh.
It's basically straight out and on. It's basically the same as a rune, except weaker.
Okay, right. Anyway, so Tempest gets that ready. Opens the door.
Okay. The door opens, revealing a small grove with comfortable temperatures. There's even a light breeze, either that or the trees are gently swaying to and fro. This door over here, by the balmy stretch, it clicks and hums, and this door over here is humming.
It doesn't look that bad.
I hope you guys have fire.
You know, I only pack
No.
fire.
All right.
Fargus.
Well, actually,
Okay. Hurim, I'll cover you. All right.
All right.
So keep together. Yeah, keep a flanker into your. Keep him safe.
The ground crunches beneath your boots, except for Thomas, which is, crunching beneath his heels.
Does anyone have a spare pair of boots?